Okay, good morning, hello, good evening, happy birthday, and welcome to A-level philosophy question predictions for 2024. Although lots of people will probably be watching this beyond 2024 because they're trying to guess 2025 and beyond. So if you're doing that, I guess I can make you another video if you want. Yeah, I suppose I'm more likely to do it if you like and subscribe and send me money, etc., etc. But yeah, keep the request to the comments rather than my emails, please. Unless you're looking for some tutoring, wanting me to pay me for the predictions, that's fine as well. Right. Anyway, epistemology. First part of paper one. This video is just paper one predictions. Let's have a look. So, what have we got? Where's my laser pointy thingy? Here it is. As usual, the 25 markers are the easiest to guess. This is the case for the epistemology section of paper one, as ever. And it's especially nice this time. My money, if I was a gambling betting man, my money would be on JTB, is knowledge justified true belief. Why? Well, pretty much every area of the specification that there can be a 25 mark question on, every subsection of the epistemology specification has come up already. Last year people got very upset and cross with me, and there were some unhappy comments in the YouTube videos because I said it would be a perception question, and lo and behold it was a perception question, but sadly some people don't realize the philosophical skepticism question about skepticism about the existence of the external world is effectively a theory of perception question. I probably said, yeah, like indirect realism or something like that. Actually, this is to do with that. I'm not saying I was exactly on the money. It's just it wasn't as far off as some people thought. You just need to tailor your answer to the specific title that was, the essay question that was given. Anyway, runt over. So yeah, pretty much everything has come up. In fairness, it has never been phrased in terms of indirect realism before. So yeah, brackets, maybe another one on perception in terms of indirect realism. Do we perceive the world indirectly or something like that? That's possible. However, my money, and there are no guarantees. Well, there's plenty of guarantees with this, but there's no fail-safe 100% accurate predictions. Of course, I'm not affiliated with AQA in any way. This is a game. This is a game to try and help you out when your teacher should be doing this anyway. I certainly do with my students because I am teaching a philosophy class this year. Anyway, JTB has only ever come up before on the specimen, and we've had everything else: innatism, direct realism, so theories of perception, idealism, intuition, deduction, philosophical skepticism. They've gone through the whole spec, so why not JTB again, because it's only ever appeared on the specimen paper before. Or maybe innatism, because it was so long ago, and yes, maybe perception, though that would be quite similar to last year, the question about philosophical skepticism and what we should be skeptical about. So yeah, those are my predictions. The other ones, the shorter answer questions, AO1 questions, anyone's guess. Who knows what's going to come up? I've just helpfully said anything not already. More on that in a second, though. For most of them. 3 marker, why not definition of a definition? What is a definition? It was right at the start of the course. I think I predicted it another time. It would just be nice to have that, but really it's anyone's guess. This could be anything. However, that said, take a look at this. Ooh, shiny new slide, slightly new way of doing things. Here are the epistemology specification areas that have not come up yet in any shorter exam question, so any purely AO1 question. So look, they haven't asked about definition of a definition before. They've never asked about infallibilism. They've never asked about the time lag or perceptual variation criticisms of direct realism. They've never asked a question about does indirect realism lead to skepticism about the external world, or what does that mean? What is that criticism of indirect realism? They've never asked about Russell's external world is the best hypothesis argument from Problems of Philosophy and elsewhere. They've never asked about Berkeley's attack on primary secondary qualities, as far as I'm aware, related things, but never specifically that. The illusion and hallucination and solipsism, objections to idealism, Plato and Leibniz's arguments for innate ideas, Descartes' deductions beyond just the a priori intuition of the cogito, his further deductions as part of the intuition deduction thesis. There's never been a short answer question on that. Responses to the cogito, empiricist criticisms of it and so on. Local versus global skepticism hasn't come up. So these are quite good candidates, given that they've been essay questions recently in the exam, I'd say. The first and second waves of doubt, the third wave's been asked about, but never these two, slightly less likely, I think, but not impossible. And Descartes and empiricist responses to skepticism. So there you go. That's actually a massive pool, which is why I'm saying anyone knows. Who knows what the shorter answer question is going to be? Hopefully you've actually learned some philosophy over the last 2 years. I'm sure you have, and had fun discussing it with your teacher. So you should be able to handle anything that's thrown at you. But if you're being really cynical or desperate or what have you, strapped for time, I don't know, cramming, it's going to be, it's likely, let's cover oneself, so I can't be sued. It's likely going to come from this pool because yes, they can ask you things they've asked before. How annoying, how irritating. What's the point of this game? They can ask you things they've asked before, but here's the thing. Here's the rub. They rarely do. So it's unusual for there to be repeat questions, and there's some rule or something that the examiners have to follow where they have to cover all of the specification over the life cycle of a specification in the exams that are set on it. So that means it's highly likely that the shorter questions will come from this pool, but hey, it doesn't narrow it down a whole lot. It's still only what, 5 or 6 years that this exam has been done, although hopefully the government will change soon and some new education minister will change all the specifications. I'm talking longer than I need to. This is just a silly little predictions video. Let's keep going. Right then, ethics, second half of paper 1, moral philosophy. Take a look. Oh, I've actually been bolder. I'd forgotten that I've been bolder in predicting some short answer questions. There's probably a reason for that. Let's see that in a moment. Let's start with the 25 marker though. So yes, I was caught out. This was unexpected. Who knows why? Maybe AQA have gotten wind of these prediction videos. I know other people have, because I've seen some other ones appear. Fair play to people out there who are making their own clearly imitation prediction videos, I would say. No, it's a free country, they can, but yeah, beware imitators. It's all about the OG. That's correct slang, isn't it, for 21st century teenagers? Anyway, the 25 marker. What have we got? We've had utilitarianism twice, so I think unlikely for it to reappear yet, but not impossible. Not impossible. It's been a while. We've had virtue ethics, Kant, anti-realism. Now this was the big surprise. Yeah, this is again why I got in trouble last year. But as I say, don't track me down and shoot me if this is wrong. See, it can go awry. So maybe they saw my prediction video. Who knows? I doubt it, to be honest. I really doubt AQA care very much about these videos, to be honest. But virtue ethics was a shocker. That was a real surprise when they'd set it only 3 years ago. You know, is virtue ethics the correct normative ethical theory, something like that? Is virtue ethics helpful? Is it useful? Whatever. Assess it for 25 marks. Discuss virtue ethics. Only 3 years ago, that's the only time they've ever done that. That's in any of the papers, as far as I'm aware, any of the paper sections. So that was unusual because it was all pointing towards applied ethics, which is what I predicted, because that's still the only area, 25 mark possible area, that's not come up in moral philosophy, applied ethics. So maybe this year. But I just wonder if what happened. Here's my theory. And AQA examiners, if you do happen to watch this, do comment, like and subscribe, get in touch, etc. If this is correct and I just happen to be right. I wonder if they were gonna set it, to tell you the truth, and actually realise it is too hard for A level, because applied ethics questions such as the sample question in the back of the year 1 Hodder textbook, which is it wrong to eat meat? That's massively open-ended. I think that's a bit more like an undergraduate university exam question, like a finals question, because you can take it any direction you want. Like I said last year, you can go normative ethical, meta-ethical, and it is applied in the language of this A level, but that can go all over the place, and it's very hard to come up with a sort of standardized plan for that. There are all sorts of ways you could tackle that. You could look at the different ethical normative theories one by one. You could do a purely meta-ethical essay on it. You could just talk about one normative theory and say you're convinced of that theory's correctness. So I just wonder that that's why they were out of turn last year and did threw a curveball. So it might come up this year, an applied ethics question. If it would be any, it would be, my money would be on meat, because again, that's the sample one in the back of the year one textbook, but it could be any of the 4 applied ethics areas. So is simulated killing wrong? Is it wrong to steal? Is it wrong to lie? Or it could be phrased in terms of rightness. Is it ever right to lie? And so on. But if they don't do that, why not Kant? I think Kant's more likely. But yeah, it probably goes. Yeah, it could still be any of them, to be honest. The only one it very, very, very likely won't be is virtue ethics. So nobody make a video predicting virtue ethics, because you'll get flamed, you'll get shouted off the internet. Unlikely to be meta ethics again. Yeah, so I think Kant, because we've had utilitarian twice. But let's see what happens. Right, why have I predicted these short answer questions? Let's just talk through them, what they are quickly. Apparently I'm predicting 3-marker on hedonistic versus non-hedonistic utilitarianism. Well, why not? That's quite fun. That's quite nice for a 3-marker. Definition of eudaimonia, that's a nice standard one. I often give that to my students at some point during the year. Oh yeah, look, this is more like it. This is more like me. Any criticism not covered already. There you go. That's more that's a bit more vague and unclear for you. Emotivism, yeah, why not? Meta-ethics. Categorical imperative 2, oh yeah, that'd be quite a nice one, because they've never asked about that specifically. We've had categorical imperative 1, the first phrasing. Why not the second phrasing? Aristotle and responsibility, yeah, that's a nice one that could even be a 12-marker, I reckon. Eating meat, well, if it's not there, sure. Function argument, yeah, that's surprising that the function argument's never come up before. The golden mean, and phronesis. Oh, so lots of virtue ethics stuff they haven't asked about apparently. Let's check on the next slide why I'm predicting those. Oh yeah, look here. Okay, so moral philosophy specification areas not yet asked about in AO1 shorter questions. Loads, basically, absolutely tons. So I don't know why I've predicted those ones. As you can tell, I'm recording this video a while after I've made these predictions. Yeah, I guess I've just picked the ones that I thought would be nice out of these on the previous slide. So really, don't set any strong store by them. Don't rely on them. Again, it's basically a case of this is the pool of questions that it's much more likely are going to come up because of this rule that examiners have to examine all of the specification across the life cycle of a specification. But they're still allowed to repeat things technically. It's their exam, and so yeah, but if you just want to focus things, stick within this pool for moral philosophy for AO1 shorter questions, because these are the things that have not yet appeared, and I'm not going to read them all through, because you can pause the video and do that for yourself. And quick plug there, if you're not sure about any of these areas, then go and look up one of my other videos which actually goes through content, and I'm hoping to make some more of those soon because people seem to like them. I'm going to make them for my students first and then release them to the general public sooner afterwards. But yeah, see what's on there, see if it helps you out, and if you're really desperate, you can look me up online on my teaching website and book me for some tutoring in person or remote. But I've left that to the end of the video because I don't want everyone rushing to do that. Or even better, even more fun, come get your teacher to get me to come to your school. The current website is www.rpewithdrt.com. But yeah, cheeky plug at the end. 14 minutes, that's a good length for a prediction video. Actually, it's way too long. Time to stop waffling. Bye.